Good afternoon, stitchy friends. Today is August the 10th, Monday, August the 10th, and my name is Tricia. You have landed on my channel all about cross stitch. I just want to stitch, basically. It's been a while. It's been 4 weeks since I filmed, maybe 5 actually. And many of you know that we were moving at the end of the week on the last time I filmed. I am now coming to you from Guelph, Ontario. We really like it here in the city. Everything is close to us and at hand. And you know how I was very organized before we moved. Everything was ready to go. Yeah. I'm going to get this out of the way because I find it kind of difficult to talk about. Our move did not go smoothly at all. A lot, and I am going to keep it brief because it's just too hard. So we don't have a stick of furniture in our house that wasn't either scuffed, scratched, chipped, or completely destroyed, or missing actually. Our dining table is chipped and scratched. We had 8 dining chairs, we only have 7 now. Yeah, there's just, that's a big thing. And then the TV was completely broken, and our son has lent us a TV for the time being. And if you've been with me for a while, then you know that I have a TARDIS. It is a big box and it held all of my stitching and craft supplies, everything. That was totally destroyed. And just the whole process of moving, they withheld our furniture and belongings unless we paid more money. They didn't unload the truck in one day. They came back another day, and they did charge us even more money over and above what we said we would, that they'd gave us an estimate for. We didn't pay the final bill. Yeah, so we have sought legal advice on that, and there are a few channels that we can follow through. I contacted here in Canada CBC Marketplace, and I need to do a follow-up email to them. Because apparently there's a lot of issues with movers, especially in the Greater Toronto area. The name of this company was, believe it or not, White Glove Movers. Couldn't be any more of a joke of a name than that was. Anyway, I'm just going to leave it there. Yeah, my box was completely destroyed, and then I had to rethink how I'm going to organize all my supplies. IKEA is doing well out of us right now, in order to have shelves. I'm looking over here because I have a shelving system now. In one respect, I was umming and ahhing whether to sell my TARDIS before we moved, because I thought it would dominate this room. And yes, it would have, because up until last week, the beginning of last week, it was on the floor here in bits and could barely see out of the window. There was just one spot I could look out of. It was quite depressing just having it here. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. We are coming out the other side of this. I really haven't stitched much. I will show you what I have got and what my plans are. Might need some help on plans, but yeah. So let's get cracking. Let's just get past that. So last time I've been mainly stitching on the Hate Cell, the Wise and the Brave, the 2026 Hate Cell by Heaven and Earth Designs. And I did look at my last video, and this is where I was at. Ooh, big windows here. This is where I was at last time I did a floss tube. So I had 2 more rows below here to complete to get my 6 pages done. I guess showing you on the iPad is not going to be a good idea. Anyway, this is where I'm at now. I have completed all 6 pages and I've started up here now, and I'll be coming down. I will continue this month in putting 200 stitches in a day, but then I'll drop that back to 100 stitches a day a month, beginning in September. But isn't that gorgeous? Sorry for the hanging threads. Let me get that out of the way. There you go. There. I just love stitching on this one. This is almost the only thing I've stitched on. Yeah. So that's that one. It's coming along. I've done my 6 pages, which was the requirement to get all the other charts that was in the cell. So not that I know if I'll ever stitch any of them, but yeah, that's what I have. So the next thing I stitched on, I tried to join the Semi-Sane Stitchers bingo, and I failed at that. I also didn't keep up with my WhipGos for June or July. But anyway, so the numbers I had for the bingo was for this chart actually. This is Autumn Town by Autumn Lane Stitchery, sorry. And I am just using all the DMC threads on this. And the fabric is, it's Apple Harvest, and it's a 32 count Belfast linen. I quite like it. When I first got the fabric, it was so dark, and someone kindly suggested to me, just wash it, just put it through the washing machine, which I did, and it's come out looking so much better than before. So I haven't got too much done on this. I put 150 stitches in because 3 of my bingo numbers was called, and I thought it would mean I have to put 150 stitches in. It was just 50 stitches per number, but I was supposed to stitch 50 stitches with the color of that number. Anyway, I did my own version and that's what I did. So I was stitching in, I completed the blue. I was bringing the blue down and across here. Yeah. I think I'll keep this out because I'd like to stitch more on this. Yeah, oh, and I meant to bring out 2 other things. My granddaughter and a grandson both wanted to learn to stitch. And Livia, she's 10, and she was doing really well. She learned how to do the loop start, and yeah, she was really doing well. And Jax, he's 8, and he just wants to do a frame of blue and then his name in the middle, which is fine. And his stitches are so neat. If I remember next week, I will show you that. So that's that. Then I also had a new start, as you do, trying to get some motivation in myself. Let me see if I can find it here. I only did about 300 stitches in this one. This is kind of how I feel. This was a golden kite, full coverage. It's called The Path Between Worlds. And I just felt that it kind of depicts how things are these days. Here it is here. Let me see if I can get it. There you go. It's the best I can do, I'm sorry. I never thought, as this is the first time I've done a floss tube in my new stitchy space, I didn't think about the glare from the windows because they're floor to, well, not floor to ceiling, almost floor to ceiling. So next time I'll have to pull the blinds down and see if that helps. Oh, I need to keep that on there. So yeah, so wait for this massive start. Here we go, 300 stitches, all but one. As you can see, there's a gap right here. So I started in the top left. Yeah, and I don't know who the artist is. Yeah, it just says Path Between Worlds. And apparently Golden Kite does a lot of blends. I did not know that because I bought another chart from them. And yeah, and I think there's blends in that. I bought a world map. Why? Because I can, maybe. I don't know if I'll have time to stitch all of these things, but you know, you give it a go, right? And you enjoy. You enjoy your time stitching on whatever project you choose. That's how I look at it. So, oh, and I had another new start because this was planned. A friend of mine, she knows who she is. We planned to start it the day I moved. I just could not get with that program. I did start it last week and I tried, I need to find out where I am. And I tried it on Pattern Keeper. It is called Window with a View because that's what I have. I thought it was very apt. And I'll show you a picture of this. It's a beautiful chart. So this is a Heaven and Earth design. It is by, the artist is Dominic Davison. You have to forgive the glare. I'll try and do my best. There it is. And it is 625 by 403. My view isn't quite like this, but I have a view. I am not looking through somebody else's house, is all I can say. And I've got almost, well, I put 400 stitches in it using Pattern Keeper, and then I got completely lost and made so many mistakes, and I thought, oh, I'm just going to go back to using GoodNotes. So I flipped the fabric upside down and I started it again, and that is all I have. Getting on for another 300 stitches there. But like I said, I've hardly been stitching at all. You know, it's hard to settle to things and trying to organize things here. We did downsize, and this condo apartment is about 160 square feet smaller than the main floor in our house. So you think, oh, well, you can manage with that. The bedrooms are a little smaller. The walk-in closet was smaller. We didn't have a walk-in pantry. So you think, you know, that takes up the 160 square feet, but it has been a challenge. And when the wind has been completely knocked out of your sails for something that you was really looking forward to, yeah, yeah, it wasn't good. Wasn't good at all, but we're getting there. Things are getting sorted. We have work will be starting the 8th of September. So we have someone who's building us a pantry. He will also build shelving and cabinetry either side of the fireplace. So that'll be more storage, because that was the thing. It was like, where am I going to put everything? And then losing my box, I had nowhere to put anything. Yeah. And then we're having the kitchen cabinets painted. So they're going to be white above. The uppers will be white and the lowers will be a navy blue with brass handles. And our countertop is like a white quartz. So it's going to look really nice. So yeah, I think once all that is done and sorted, it will feel more like home, the home we wanted. So, and I shouldn't, you know what? I've got no room complaining, to be completely fair. There are people losing their homes through fires, through war, losing their lives, everything that they own. So really, I shouldn't be complaining at all. So let's draw a line under that. So my WhipGo numbers, I got, so my WhipGo is 2 boards in one. So I'm not sure which project goes with which number. So I have 2 full coverage ones. One is the Cozy Winter Book Nook. Let me find out, let me see if I can find that one. It's been a while since I worked on it, probably last Christmas. Oh, here it is. Yeah, you're going to get a glare again. I'm sorry. I will do better next week. I will test out the blinds in here. So this is Cozy Winter Book Nook. Whoa. And I think the artist is Rose Catherine Kahn. Yeah, by Rose Kahn. And it was charted by Pain Free Crafts. Now, I've hardly done anything in this one. Probably a few hundred stitches. And I stitch all of my full coverage on 25 count, 1/1. And I don't know why I have knots on the front. No clue, but there you go. So that will be my starting point, and I need to put 500 stitches into this. So that's that one. The other one that I have, well, you have to forgive me because I'm not in the least bit organized, and I'm not sure how this is all gonna work out with doing floss tube and things. I'm not settled yet. The next full coverage I have, and I haven't worked on this all year, shame on me. This is called The Better to See You With. I just love this. It is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio, and the artist, I don't know. Doesn't tell you who the artist is. Oh, the artwork is Misty Walkup is the artist. But I just love this. And I was doing really well on it for me. Here it is again. Oh, it's just such a gorgeous chart. So I need to put 500 stitches into this one. And I just unwrapped it because I had him all wrapped up. So at the beginning of this year or the end of last year, I started doing the typewriter method. But I think I've got 3.5 pages done. So this is where it's at now. Oh no, I must have 5 pages done. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. No, I don't know. I don't know how many, but I'm working my way across. So I am going to put 500 plus stitches into this one. 500 for my WhipGo, and then I'm going to continue with 100 stitches a day. That's what I was doing before, and it was really coming along very well. So I will do that again. Then on my WhipGo, I have 2 full coverage charts each month and 2 non-full coverage. And this one's had a bit of work in her this year already. This is called Rejoice Evermore, and it's who's it by? It's with Brenda Gervais. I do like her work. And this is being stitched on a 36 count porcelain by Roxy Floss Co. And these are the threads. Everto Roxy Floss Co. did a conversion for this one. Things are falling. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I've done a fair bit of work on this one this year. So I will continue with this. It needs 500 stitches. And that's my starting point. So it has some specialty stitches in. This is all satin stitch here. It's a beautiful chart. I'm loving how it's turning out. I'm not very good with 36 count because part of me wants it to be 2/2, and then that's too thick, and then you do it 1/2 and it looks very sparse. But I think this is 1/2 and it doesn't look bad at all. So that's my starting point for this one. And I'll just put everything over here. And the next one that's called on my WhipGo is Consider the Lilies, and I haven't worked on this for a very long time. This is by Heartstring Samplery. Here it is, an absolutely huge sampler. I'm doing all, I was going to say I'm doing all DMC, but no, I'm not. I'm using all the colourful threads. Oh, here they are. So they are Gentle Arts, Classic Colourworks, and Weeks Dye Works, I think. Yeah, So all the fancy floss. Gorgeous, huh? So, and let me show you that my starting point and the fabric. I am stitching this on, it's an Edinburgh, oh gosh, it's an Edinburgh linen. It's a 36 count again. What am I thinking? I don't like 36 count. It's turning out just fine. Here it is. This is how far I've got with it. It's called Praline. And I'm going to be working on this afternoon. So all of my WhipGo pieces need to have 500 stitches in on them. Now I'm trying to get my stitchy groove back. It's not been working too well, but I'm trying. So now that I've done a floss tube, it may make me get on with things a bit more, because I have so much stuff, so the way I'm arranging my room, and I will show you this when I'm done, which may be by next week, not sure. I have a lot of Kallax shells. In fact, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 5. But because I don't have my box, the TARDIS did take up a lot of room. It was like 3 feet square, and then it opened out and out again. So that really would have encroached a lot on the room. And then I had 2 Kallaxes, which I stood my thread boxes on, which you can kind of see they're here. They've been mounted on the wall. Yep. So yeah, so things are coming together. To mitigate the TARDIS issue, if I ordered a new TARDIS, it would cost me around 7,200 Canadian dollars. And I'm like, my husband said, you know, just order it. And I'm like, no, because then we'd get tariffed from the US, and I didn't want to do that. And then, so anyway, I have quite a heavy sewing machine. It's a Janome, and I have a number of quilting projects that I really should finish. So I ordered a sewing table that has a hydraulic lift in it for my sewing machine. So that will be coming within the next 4 weeks. In fact, I think I'll show you my room, my craft studio, in 4 weeks' time when I get my sewing table, because that'll be the last piece. Totally, once I get that in here, then I'll show you my room. I mean, it is turning out now that the box has gone, because it was heartbreaking to just sit here. I couldn't sit here and stitch. I just couldn't. So now that's gone, it's opened the room up altogether, because the window is now open, and yeah. So it's nice. So when I get my stitchy table, my sewing table, I will then, the rest of the room will be organised, hopefully, and I will show you around. I don't know about you, but I cannot focus on things when everything is in chaos. Like, all my stitching supplies are in chaos. Like, I can see them. I can see all my full coverages, and I can see all of my non-full coverages. Well, some full coverages are in project bags. Once all of that has been sorted out, I'll feel a lot better. Yeah, but I'm getting there slowly. I've had to rethink how I'm storing things, and it's been quite the challenge. Anyway, that's me waffling on. So, plans for the month. Yeah, okay. So earlier in the year, I was going to do temperature stitching, and I was going to work on my Christmas village. And it's a Mill Hill kit, buttons and beads, winter series, Christmas village. And initially I couldn't get on with it because none of the threads were sorted out or any of that. And yeah, so I wasn't getting on very well with it. So I thought, I am going to do temperature stitching. I'm going to allot 1 digit to 9 of the what do you call them? 9 of the charts, but they're not 9 of the kits. There we go. So anyway, I did buy the fabric. This is a pale blue. I got it. This is being washed out. If I bring it all the way back, no. I got this at 123 Stitch. I think there's a whole yard here. So I'm going to put all of the Christmas village on this fabric. That's a better look at it when I've folded it up a bit more. Yeah, it's a 28 count even weave. However, knowing how I am at the minute, or how I've been this year, because with preparing to move, then moving, and then everything else, I'm not sticking with anything. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put 1 strand or 50 stitches onto this fabric every day. And it's the Tree Farm, and I don't have a picture of it, sorry. It's probably on my iPad because I did start it way back. So yeah, so I'm going to attempt to do that, 50 stitches a day, just on one, so I don't overwhelm myself. Because to be perfectly honest, when I am sitting here and seeing all of my projects and stuff right there, it is completely overwhelming. And then when you get your husband coming in or your kids coming in and they go, wow, you have a lot of stuff. It's like, I need to hide this, not only from me, but from them, because it's none of their business how much stuff I have. It's what gives me pleasure, generally gives me a lot of pleasure. So yeah, so I am trying not to overwhelm myself. So that is what I'm going to do for this month. I'm continuing with the Haid Sale, the 2026 Haid Sale, the Wise and the Brave. I'm going to put in 100 stitches every day, regardless, on Better to See You With. I shorten that to red, as in Red Riding Hood. I will do all my WhipGos. Those are only 500 stitches each. And then I will put 50 stitches in a day on the Tree Farm. Then I don't know, because yeah, I have grandkids coming to stay at the end of this week, and I think a friend is coming to stay, not the end of this week, the end of the month. So we're going to have 3. 2 of them will be, yeah, this spans 9 days. So yeah, maybe I'll just stick with this for now, and then we'll see what happens in September. If I get all of my stitching done as planned, because I have a couple of weeks, I will just randomly pick something off the shelf. It's not in any order. I'll just pick something. I'll just grab something without looking, see what it is. And we'll, if I can manage to get some extra stitches in, then I will. We're pretty much up to date here. We don't have anything else to do. Like, we've been building furniture and all kinds of stuff, and that's all calmed down now. Wayfair did a good deal out of us. We've ordered a new dining room set, so that's coming at the end of August. Yeah, so now things are a bit calmer, so I do have time to stitch. So that's what I'm going to do. And hopefully I will be back on Monday with something to show you. Wouldn't that be awesome? I think it would be awesome to actually get something done. So anyway, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I'll see you again soon. I'll see you on Monday. Take care. Have a great stitchy week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.